and girls, of course, it is day 2 of the quarterfinal stage of the competition for 2017-2018. Before us, we're going to witness the Micoud veterans taking on the past champion team in the Soufriere veterans. And if you're new to all of this, the Micoud, they're decked in a new kit, new color. I don't think I've ever seen Micoud in green and white before, but they say the grass is always greener on the other side. Maybe we'll find out. So, new kit, new look Micoud in green and white, and of course, sort of the West Indies maroon color. We have Soufriere. So, we're going to start off with the lineup of the Soufriere team, but before I actually start off, I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody, since I haven't seen everybody just yet. And I also want to make special recognition of David O'Henry from the Soufriere, of course, still in rehabilitation with his broken leg. And we wish him well, we wish him full support and hope to see him back on the field where he belongs. Number 1 in goal for Soufriere, Osbert Seville. The captain, number 9, Augustus Lucien. Number 8, Velbert Sylvester. Number 19, Cletus Hippolyte. Number 20, Dorville Edward. Number 17, Tony Paul. Number 18, Chester Francois. Number 5, Marius Joseph. Number 10, Jerome Baboy Seville. Number 11, McKenny Maki. And number 14, Simon Abraham. One applause for the first 11 of Soufriere. The team is coached by Mr. Macmillan Philip and managed by Mr. Michael Eugene. We go across to the East Coast, the Micoud team, green and white. Number 1 in goal is Jima Mason. Number 6, Zacchaeus Doxey. Number 10, Conrad Evans. Number 4, Timothy Lacey George. Number 18, Lawrence Polius. Number 9, Philip Gaspar. Number 11, Kevin Samuel. Number 19, David Charles. Number 15, Andre Shalry. Number 7, Mika Spanas. And number 22, Kirby Augustine. Make some noise for them, and 0. They're coached by Mr. Andreas Willie, and the team is managed by Mr. Hector Peter. The officials for this encounter, the referee is Richard Bryan. The AR1 is Chantal John. The AR2 is Curtis Edward. And the form official is Jehan Polius. Enjoy this game, folks. It seems to be very intriguing between the two teams who have impressed us in the group stage. Now they vie to progress to the semifinals. One will progress, whilst the other will stay and watch like me. Enjoy the game this afternoon, and we still have another encounter later.
Welcome to the Philip Marcelin ground, and of course this is the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. As you see here, Jerome Seville placing the ball in the center of the field. Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017-2018. Soufriere decked in the maroon, coming up against Micoud decked in the green and black. This is the knockout stages, the quarterfinals of the tournament, and let me be clear on this one that the tournament is in 2 parts. That is the main championship, and of course the plate championship right here. It's the main championship, as Ibra is crossing this one very dangerously, looking for the head of Jerome Seville. Goalkeeper Guima Mason in goal for Micoud. Is gonna leave it for his captain. That's Timothy George to put the laces on this one. Tony Paul in control of this one. He's looking for his man, Chester. And no problems there for Guima Mason. Finds his man wide, looking for his number 19, David Charles. A ball is going into touch there. Throw in to Micoud. Fanus finding his man, Philip Gaspar. Finding Kirby Austin. Kirby again trying to take on his man. The ball is back with Tony Paul for Soufriere. And he find his man on the flank. That's Joseph. Joseph is looking for his man. McHenry for Baboy. Baboy is looking to fire this one home. And of course the captain, Timothy Georgia, at the head on this one. They will start from behind again. Philip Gaspar squares it wide, finding his man. And this one was robbed by Abraham. Ball going into touch. A clear picture there of Tony Paul. And of course Philip Gaspar coming into the frame. A throw in there. Gaspar is pushing it back to his man. Given chase there by Kirby Augustin. And he was well taken care of on the far side by Velbert Sylvester. Tony Paul. He goes wide. Back to Tony Paul. Run there on the far side. Ball coming in. Posing no threat whatsoever there for the defensive third of Micoud. Baboy Jerome Soufriere is trying to find his man there. That's Marquis. But again, well dealt with in defense. This one is put into touch there by Edward, Dorville Edward. Throw into Micoud on the far side. A clear picture there of David Charles for Micoud. Throw in there to be taken by Kevin Samuel on the far side. Or more like a spot kick it is. He's gonna whip it into the 18-yard region here. Heads go for Micoud. Heads go up. Jerome Soufriere finding his man, Cletus, and Cletus was robbed, and the ball was given back to Tony Paul from Philip Gaspar, and no nonsense. Jerome Soufriere finding Tony Paul again. Tony Paul is trying to dance around two players, and three of them meeting him right now, and he's just found Dorville Edward. And Dorville Edward is punished. Foul on Kevin Samuel there. And Samuel will put the laces on this one, looking for his man moving forward. Chester back to his man. Some passing in defense there. Abraham on the far side. Is looking for his man Dorville Edward. The head of Dorville goes up. Looking for his man there on the far side. That's a Joseph. Micoud still in possession of the ball. Some good work there by Kirby. Oh, what a save by Osbert Soufriere. Conrad Evans one-on-one with Osbert Soufriere. And Osbert Soufriere is intact. There was a crack of a shot, and Soufriere just tipped it over the transversal. David Charles. With this one. Jerome Barboy Seville will only shadow this one out. Throwing to be taken there by Fanus. Is looking for Philip. Jerome. And number 15, that's Andre Chalry. Was spotted for the infringement on Jerome. And as always, some very strong breeze been blown across the Philip Maslin. Chester looking to bring this one across, doing so quite perfectly. And of course, McHenry was robbed again. Kirby Augustine was robbed on the far side, and this ball will just sail into touch for a throw into Micoud. Andre Chalry in defense. Here goes wide, finding his man. Philip Gaspar. Kevin Samuel is trying to spread this one wide for his captain, Timothy George. Oh, and it was David Charles goal bound there and mishitting this one away off the target. Look at him running back to his spot there, David Charles. Soufriere will start again. Oh, very good ball there from the number 18, Chester. Oh, this one is swung across on the chest. And McHenry is not taking care of this one as he would have wished. David Charles again will start for Micoud. Finding his man, Kevin Samuel. Samuel again was looking for David Charles. Jerome Barboy Seville trying to dance around Philip Gaspar. Finding Tony Paul, back to Seville. And looking for Lubin right now. Lubin is bringing this one across. Chester Francois trying to... And Chester Francois is bringing this ball to the hand of the defense of Micoud. Not recognized there by the man in the middle. David was robbed. Chester Francois was looking for Augustus Lucien there, the captain. And a touch too heavy on this one. Timothy George for Micoud. Finding his man. Clearance there by Fanus. Joseph. Losing possession there. Some good move there by Kevin Samuel. Kevin Samuel was trying to find Philip Gaspard, and he was bamboozled by Dorville Edward. You can see the bench of Micoud with hands above the eyes, shadowing from the rays of the sun as it sets in the west. Gaspar finding his man. The ball is coming across, finding Conrad Evans. And a trigger of a shot there. Not bothering the goal of ours, but Soufriere. Jerome, he was impeded and also whistled by the referee. Augustus finding Paul, back to Augustus. He was looking for Jerome. Kirby Augustin for Micoud. And he was looking for Philip Gaspar because it looks to me like Conrad Evans was in an offside position. He couldn't pass the ball onto him. That's what he's directing there and pointing towards Gaspar. Tony Paul for Soufriere. Well cut off there. Philip Gaspar finding his man, Kevin Samuel. Samuel, it goes back to Fanus. Right now, it's David Charles. Is trying a dink over the top. Well collected there by Cletus Hippolyte. Tony Paul. Dorval Edward. It's Kevin Samuel for Micoud. He's looking for Conrad Evans. A good ball there. A good ball there. Conrad Evans. This one is on the foot of Conrad Evans and he's just blazing it over the transversal one more time. On two occasions that Conrad Evans has put this ball at the back of the net. And he is asking for a foul. When he had the ball on the boot of his... and they smash it over the transversal. Kirby Augustin. Finding Philip Gaspar. Gaspar finding Timothy George. George finding Kevin Samuel there. Conrad Evans. He was trying to take on his man. And Conrad Evans was trying to dance. And he was fouled in the process. Richard Ryan, the man in the middle, is having a convo with Conrad Evans there. I don't think Conrad is too satisfied with the work of the man in the middle. And Kevin Samuel is trying to put this one on its spot. But Soufriere is making sure that the wall is intact. And it looks to me like David Charles will introduce himself into the wall. Straight into the wall. A shot off target, just grazing the post. That's the outright of the left upright of Osbert Soufriere's goal. Tony Paul is looking for Jerome Barboy Soufriere. And Barboy, he will dance around his man, looking for Tony Paul. And he was well shadowed there by Timothy George and well collected by Guima Mason. Shadowed there by the number 4, that's Patrick. Dorval Edward finding his man. This one is lifted into the position of Jerome Barboy Soufriere and well collected again by Guima Mason. Philip Gaspar looking for David Charles. Touch too heavy on this one there. Throw into Soufriere. Again, Conrad Evans looking for Micoud, looking for the first goal, and this one was blazing Over the transversal there by Gavin Fanus. Soufriere steal in the defense. I'm trying to get the ball out of the defense here. This one was whipped by Velbert Sylvester. Jerome finding his man, Chester. Chester again receiving and looking for Tony Paul. And only to find the head of the number 15, that's Andre Challery. And Gima has to execute judgment onto this one. Throw in there to Soufriere veterans. Cletus Hippolyte. Chester is trying to cross this one. Well collected calmly in defense. Fanus has found his man and given this one away, and Tony Paul just a whisker away with Timothy George putting it into touch. Thrown in by Chester Francois. Chester finding Cletus Hippolyte. Hippolyte was looking for a Barboy and found the defense of Timothy George. This one is coming back in for Soufriere. Patrick was whipping this one. You could just see give him a miss and shadowing this one. Into touch there, and I think it's a corner kick there to Soufriere. Corner kick to be taken there by Tony Paul. We have Maki in the area. Also Augustus Lucien. Dorville Edward. Joseph. So many players there. Patrick also. Francois also is in the mix there. And I'm missing this one completely is Patrick. And of course, McKenny Marquis being the culprit. He was whistled for the foul. Jerome Seville is trying to dance around his man. A little chip for Augustus Lucien. And he lost possession of the ball. And they're looking for David Charles. But well shadowed again by the defense of Soufriere. Soufriere is filling the ball. Covin Samuel finds his captain, Timothy George. Timothy, he goes back to his defense. Fanus. Losing the ball there was Wilson Alcide, and he was impeded in the process, so it's no problem. Macarius Fanus looking for his man, moving forward there. David, oh, what a save again by Osbert Seville in goal for Soufriere. Two blind over saves. Oh my God, it's all happening here tonight. Micoud, very hungry, looking to find the back of the net. And Osbert Seville has produced two brilliant saves, point-blank saves. nail all here between Soufriere and Micoud. David Charles trying to whip this one in the area. Heads go up. Timothy George is trying to fire this one. A goal kick to Soufriere. Some good movement there. Soufriere still in possession of the ball. Good pass there from Chester Francois is looking for Jerome Barboy Serville. And Wilson Alcide just grabbed the legs of Barboy Serville while he was at it. And he looks very guilty. Yes, of course. A free kick there to Soufriere to be taken by Chester Francois. Chester Francois is trying to sail this one, but straight into the arms of Guima Mason. Kelvin Samuel was robbed on the far side. Augustus Lucien trying to find his man. And a ball is coming across. No problems there for Guima Mason. Regis Casimir finding his man, his captain, David. Some very good touches on the ball there. Kevin Samuel again looking for his man. David running on the flank there. And the ball is just a touch too heavy for him. And gone out of play, throw in there to Soufriere. Throw in again to Soufriere by Tony Paul, finding Jerome Barboy Serville. He's trying to dance on this one. Tony Paul again, aka Abra. Abra almost give it away. Yes, he did, to Timothy George. This one is swung again back into play by Chester Francois, looking for his man there on the far side. That's Kendall. The ball is issued into touch. And a throw-in to be taken there by Dorville Edward for Soufriere. Patrick Francois here, and Dorville playing a 1-2. Looking for the head of the man moving forward. That's McKinney Maki. Well shadowed there by the defensive third of Micoud. Micoud will start from the far side. Kevin Samuel is looking for his man. Conrad Evans moving forward, and he was whistled offside. In the background, we just saw the lovely. You see Conrad Evans there, not looking too happy. Not at all. I just saw a picture of the Binfield Comprehensive Secondary School in the background, painted in light green and of course darkish green, greenish color, almost the color of the Micoud kit. Last night it was raining with goals here. Some good tackling there in defense by Soufriere, and they will start again. Augustus trying to find his man, Ibra. The ball is going off the Soufriere player. A throw in there to Micoud. Kevin Samuel was well contested again. The captain, Timothy George, trying to find his man. The ball is going off for Timothy George. A picture of Kevin Samuel there coming into play. Soufriere will come again. Some very good passing there by Jerome Soufriere. Is only if the player could have kept it in play. Or some good work there indeed by the number 18, that's Chester Francois. Only to get the boot of David Charles, issuing this one into touch. Corner kick there. Corner kick for Soufriere. Francois behind it. Chester will look to whistle this one just for the 6-yard area, hoping to find the head of one of his players. Giving chase is Morgan. Morgan is trying to dance around his man, and the ball is issued into touch there by Zacharias Doxy.
Folks just making their way into the Philip Massey grounds. You're witnessing the first encounter in quarterfinal action on day 2, where we're seeing Soufriere taking on
Throw into Soufriere.
Micoud is in the green and white strip. That would make Soufriere in the maroon or burgundy. It is still
Wilson Alcide trying to find his man there, and they were well robbed in the process. Clearance there from the defensive third of Micoud. Zacharias Doxy. No nonsense in defense. Augustus looking for Jerome. This one is coming across goal, and the defensive third of Micoud taking control, issuing it back to his keeper, and they're spreading it on the flank. Kervin is looking for David, and touch too heavy there for David. He was shadowed by Velbert Sylvester. Velbert spreads it wide, looking for his man. Dorville trying to dance around his man. That's Soufriere. Dorville. Velbert finding Morgan. Morgan again, a burst of fury there on the far side. No problems for Guima Mason. Terry Joseph has been introduced into the game for Soufriere. The Micoud captain, Timothy George, looking to find his man, giving it away. The ball is back into the defense of Soufriere. Velbert Sylvester is looking for his man. Regis Casimir trying to find his captain and doing so. Right now finding Kelvin Samuel. Conrad again. This time. Conrad again this time. Conrad Evans finding the back of the net. Well composed this time. Didn't blaze it over the transversal. And of course, Osbert Serville didn't have to make any save. Conrad Evans bouncing. 1-0.
There you have it, Micoud taking the lead. 1-0 in favor of Micoud.
After some saves by Osbert Serville point blank, and this time it was Conrad Evans's turn. Wilson Alcide winning this ball for Micoud. David. David looking for his man and finding him. David again is looking for Wilson. but straight into the arms of Osbert Soufriere. Morgan looking for his man, Jerome. He was well contested there by the number 15 of Micoud, that's Andre Chalry, and a whistle went. And of course, he's going to have a word with bad boy. This Richard Ryan there has called Jerome Soufriere and of course David Charles, and having a word with them. He's not tolerating any nonsense here tonight. A shake of hands between David and of course Soufriere, and they'll carry on with the game. Augustus Lucien. Some very good ball there by Chester, looking for his man, and this ball is well shadowed there by the number 15 of Micoud. That's Andre Chalry. Gima is requesting that the defense is pushed out for Timothy George to put the laces on this one. And Kevin Samuel was fouled again. Timothy George, the captain, 1-2 with Kevin Samuel. And again, we just witnessed Wilson Alcide being brought down just for the surface area, that of the 18-yard region, and is remained on the ground, and he's comforted there by one of his teammates. It looked to me like Kevin Samuel there. He's feeling all right now. A dangerous free kick just for the 18-yard region. And I just see Osbert Soufriere with the hand in the air. Likewise, is number 12, that's Morgan Cadet, taking instructions of where that the wall should be placed, and it looks like almost seeing daylight between him and the post there, but it looks okay. This one is bent straight into the goal, and what a save again by Osbert Soufriere. Kevin Samuel looking very good there, bending this one. The ball goes straight into touch there on the far side. Kendall was shadowing the ball out. Regis Casimir was looking for his man, and of course Kevin Samuel was impeded in the process. He goes wide, looking for his captain. Clearance there from the defense of Micoud. Andre Chalry, no nonsense throw in there for Soufriere. Jerome Baboy just letting this one run away from him. For him to be taken there by Regis Casimir for Micoud, looking for David, and David just allowing this one to move away from him. Some good passing there by Morgan Kadi, looking for his man. And some improper passes there from Soufriere. Morgan trying to turn on his man. Morgan again, looking for Jerome. Jerome, I was trying to put this one into the path of Terry Joseph, but he was not equal to the play which was being made. Curving again, trying to find David. Cut short there on the left flank in defense. A very good turn there by Andre Chalry. Wilson Alcide going back to defense, finding his captain. Dorville Edward almost giving this one away. A burst of fury there from Soufriere. That's Bernard Seri. Giving chase there on the far side. Oh, this one will sink into the goal, and it's over the goal. Hands on the head there. For a moment, I thought this one would have swerved back into the goal of Guima. And Micoud now looking very good indeed. With one goal cushion. The captain, Timothy George, will pounce on this one as they put the boot laces. Finding the head of Morgan Kadi for Soufriere. Some good pass in Chester, looking for Seville. And well contested again by the number 17, Regis Casimir. Jerome, Seville. A touch too heavy again for the man moving forward. Guima looking for Kevin Samuel, well controlled. The outside of his boot, he's looking for Conrad. Conrad Evans giving chase. Conrad controlling this one, and I think he's whistled in an offside position. One 0 for those who are just coming to the party. Jerome Baboy Seville is making inroads into the final third of Micoud's defender. Well shadowed. Chester is trying to whip this one across. And a scissors kick there by Augustus. And not making contact that cleanly there. And it looks to me like David Charles on the far side. Taking care of this one. And finding his man as this ball is put in the touch there for throwing to Soufriere veterans. Dorville with the throw. Ball is back with Dorville. Dorville finding his man. Ball is coming across. Well dealt with in the air by Zacharias Doxy. Ball is with Dorville again. Dorville spreads it wide. It looks to me like Kendall on the far side. Terry with the header. Can't find no Soufriere player there. Chester for Soufriere, looking to whip this one, looking for the head of Jerome, and Jerome is just putting it wide of the left upright of Guima's goal. And Guima is taking all the time in the world to come back and bring the ball into play. Meanwhile, the referee was dealing with a little issue which has been solved. As you can see, the light post is blazing at the back there in the background. It's just indicating that, you know, we're on the 6 o'clock hour there. The nightfall is getting ready to embrace us as the darkness is enshrouding the regions. Crosses coming in, finding Terry Joseph can't control it that properly. Velbert Sylvester in defense for Soufriere. Kendall is looking to bring this one across. Heads of the defense of Micoud went up. Clearance there. Oh, very good control there by Lucien. And Lucien was ruled offside. Micoud losing this one there. Patrick for Swaz. A ball is off the Micoud player. A throw in there to Soufriere. Terry trying to put this one across goal. And a question was asked for a handball. And denied by Richard Ryan. Soufriere still battling out. And this one is blazed wide of the mark. We were here in the first half of our first quarterfinals today, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017-2018, the main championship. And you could hear the noise of Virgin Atlantic just taking off there from the Iranora International Airport. Well, I'm supposing that it's London, England, to be bound here in approximately 8 hours. Virgin Atlantic, yes, of course. Joseph is well shadowed there by the number 23 of Micoud. That's Wilson Alcide. Putting this one into touch for a corner kick. Kervin losing possession. Jerome Baboy Seville. Oh, shot! Oh, what a shot taken there by Patrick Francois. Listen this one across Guima's goal. And Guima was not happy at all with arms wide open. He was calling on to his defenders. Oh, why did they let him take the shot there in the first place? Goal kick to Micoud veterans. The captain, Timothy George, listen this one forward. Velbert Sylvester is bringing this ball down there, and this is the whistle of the first half of our first game here tonight between Micoud veterans and of course Soufriere. The goal scorer was Conrad Evans, and later on All Blacks from Dennery will be taking on Grosley, which will be our second game for tonight. And let me make mention to you that you're viewing courtesy Winners TV. Welcome back to the Philippe Maslin Magie grounds for the second half of our first encounter tonight, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017-2018. Micoud coming up against Soufriere Veterans, and it's 1-0 in favor of Micoud. It was Conrad Evans pouncing on this one there for Micoud. Finding the back of the net, that of Osbert Seville. Well, let me remind you that you are viewing courtesy Winners TV. A goal kick there for Micoud. Goalkeeper Guima Mason putting this one on the spot so that the captain Timothy George may list this one across. Number 18 there for a Soufriere. Some good touches there by Kervin, giving it away. It looks to me like Augustus Lucien trying to dance there on his receiving it on the other end, trying to bring this one across, lifting it gently. Oh, what a lovely goal! Soufriere equalizing this one, and it's McKenny Mackey. And he's rolling him offside. And the Soufriere people won't be happy at all, neither the players. Oh, most probably a foul was spotted, because where he scored the goal from, this is not where the ball was placed. So Soufriere will be coming again. Osbert Seville trying to find his man, doing so properly. That's Patrick trying to bring this one across here to find Tony Paul. The ball is in the air. Brought down by the defensive third of Micoud. Seville again. A tackle there. Paul giving this one away. Conrad Evans for Micoud. And it looks to me like David. David this time with the break for Micoud. David is on the move. And David is missing this one completely there. Bad bounce. Letting him off. David Charles had the chance to put Micoud up by 2 goals. Osbert Seville will start from his defense. Tony Paul pushes it wide, finding his man. Baboy again trying to bring this one down, but it was well taken care of and put in the touch there by the custodian from Micoud. Tony Paul is trying to square this one there off the the defense of Micoud, but Gima collecting in an acceptable manner. Dreadlocks man for Micoud, finding Wilson. Clearance there from the captain. Clearance from the boot of Velbert Sylvester. Richard Ryan. Whistle went there. And looks to me like Tony Paul will go down the flank looking for Jerome Baboy Soufriere, and this one is just whisker over the transversal, peeling from the outside of Baboy's boot. And with the height of Gima, he will still reach this one there. Timofey lists this one forward, finding his man, Govin, but Kevin was wanting this one again, but well won by the custodian from Soufriere, and he's looking very good. That's Patrick. Dreadlocks man for Micoud finding his man. And you just saw Kevin is asking his defense to come for the ball, helping him out. Some good tackling there indeed. This ball is just eluding Victorin. A throw in there to Soufriere. Joseph with the throw. He launches it forward again. Jerome with the outside of his boot is looking for. Oh my God, and he's just hanging this one in the net, and that's Lucien there. Augustus Lucien receiving a dolly of a pass there from Baboy Soufriere with the outside of his boot, and Lucien was just caressing this one, and it's in the back of the net. And it's 1-1 here between Soufriere veterans, of course, Micoud veterans. Well, it's even Stevens right now. The Dreadlocks man goes wide, trying to find his man.
The most you can do is drink some water, or when it goes for your cup, but you cannot distract me. You said before the match you have had clean sheet. Rest. Soji, he's looking like that. You said before the match you have clean sheet.
Tony Paul again, bringing this one across. Very dangerously leaving there is the defensive third of Micoud. Zacharias there was shadowing the man moving forward. Timofey goes wide, finding his man. And Micoud, yes again. Regis Kazime, the Dreadlocks man, finding Kervin. Kervin with Wilson, back to Kervin. He spreads it wide on the far side. Kervin is shadowed by Tony Paul, and he releases this one, finding his man. That's Butran. Try to list this one forward there. The ball is back with Soufriere. The goal scorer was trying an acrobatic move there, but The ball is still with Micoud. Kevin Samuel is trying to dance around two players there. And the players from Micoud are furious there with the call from Richard Ryan. And he's called a player back there. That's the number 4. The referee has pulled him back and has issued a card onto him. That's Patrick Francois. Free kick there to be taken by Kevin Samuel for Soufriere. Is trying to bring it into the danger area there. That's just for the 18-yard region. Looking for David running, and David is well shadowed there by the number 8 of Soufriere. That's Velbert Sylvester. Throw in there to Micoud. Finding David. David is giving it away to Tony Paul. Tony Paul is dancing around 1, dancing around 2 with a burst of fury. An improper pass there from Tony Paul. Some good turn there by the dreadlocks man. That's Regis Casimir. And he was impeded. The captain for Micoud, clearly shown in the pic with the armband, red, green and gold around his arm. Jerome Baboy Serville is trying to dance around 2 players. Doing so quite perfectly, finding his man. The ball is back to Baboy. He's trying to swing this one across, meeting the defense of the captain. Micoud almost losing the ball there entirely. It came back to them, and it was kind of even Stevens with Soufriere coming out with the throw to be taken there by my boy Jerome Serville. Soufriere giving it away. The dreadlocks man finding his man moving forward there, and Conrad just was trying to play a 1-2 ball there with his man, and he was incomplete. Tony Paul was trying to rob this one there of Wilson, and it looks to me like Wilson is whistled there for some high raising studs on Tony Paul. Tony Paul and Baboy will play it short and bringing this one dangerously into the surface area. Clearance there for Micoud. Still battling for this one here. That's Patrick. Patrick finding Tony Paul. Tony Paul was robbed by the dreadlocks man. Regis is trying to dance. A touch too heavy there for David, and it looks to me like Osbert Seville will greatly appreciate this one. Soufriere will come again. Ball given chase there on the far side. The goal scorer Augustus Lucien on the far side. With the through. Finding his man. Chester. And he was robbed in the process. David looking for Conrad. But the buoyancy of Osbert Soufriere kept him afloat. This ball is pushed wide. Joseph was robbed. Curvin. For a moment I thought was impeded there, but the referee had other thoughts on his mind. Samuel trying to find his man again. And some high boot there. It looks to me like a Fanus was whistled. And David there again, there on the far side. He's trying to bring this one across. Well controlled again from the custodian from Micoud. Some good skills shown there by the number 11, McKinney of Soufriere. But the ball is strolled into touch there for a throw for Soufriere. And McKinney is on the end of this one. This ball is coming across. A clearance there from the captain. Soufriere is still in control, almost giving it away. Two Soufriere players going for this one, but it looks to me like the captain, number 4, on number 4. It's all happening here. Timothy George and also Patrick Francois battling for this one in the defensive third of Micoud. But Timothy George being the better one. Samuel, the dreadlocks man. Samuel was trying to put this one in the path of Conrad. And some very good work being done there by Velbert Sylvester. Through in there by Samuel, the dreadlocks man. And the ball was stolen there by Jerome. A 1-2 to Paul. And just giving this one away there for a moment. And some good skills being shown here. This one was straight on the boot, and Conrad Evans is just squaring this one wide. Before, it was David having this one on his boat. And David Charles just can't find the back of the net. Conrad Evans blazing it wide, and it's still 1-1 here between the two. At the Philip Marcelin ground, Soufriere veterans and Micoud veterans. Samuel controlling for himself. Samuel finding Conrad Evans. Evans is moving very quickly, trying to make inroads into the defensive third of Soufriere, and he was stopped. Through in there to Micoud. Samuel again. The whistle of Richard Ryan went. The players asking why. See Jerome Soufriere, a clear picture of Jerome Soufriere, he was asking why is everything happening? He did the sign of the cross and point towards the heavens. Jerome battling out, and the ball is put into touch there by Timothy George, a free. Tony Paul. Tony Paul looking for his man and finding him. Tony Paul is a touch too heavy there for Jerome. A goal kick to be taken there by the captain, Timothy George. He laces it forward. Finding his man, and the whistle of the man in the middle went. Sporting an infringement here on the near side. Joseph trying to put the ball on the spot there, but Paul came quickly to do this, finding Jerome. Jerome is crossing this one dangerously. Oh, what a control there. Some good work there on the part of the man moving forward, looking for the second one for Soufriere. That's Augustus Lucien. A corner to be taken there. Chester, and of course Tony Paul down on the far side. I'm wondering if they would take it short, but the company of David Charles came to meet the two, and it's Tony Paul swinging this one across. The whistle of the man in the middle went. Richard Ryan spotting something that most of us didn't see here. As we all do, ask the question why. Sometimes the referee blows his whistle. I think he's closer to the action than we are, and he sees most of the things. So we can't question him sometimes. And of course, to conclude the story, Micoud will start again. Kevin Samuel is trying to bend this one in. Well collected again by Osbert Serville. Albert Serville trying to find Tony Paul. Paul. Jerome. Jerome. Goes wide. And this one was in the path of Lucien. It was cut short. Kirby Augustin trying to dance. He was well blocked there by Morgan. Moving forward there.
All right. Take out your ticket stubs and 4 prizes to give away.
Throwing it to Soufriere. Looking for Augustus Lucien. Augustus Lucien with Tony Paul. And the ball is issued into touch there by Samuel. Throw into the boys from Sulphur City. And remember, it's unlimited change, as you could see at the corner of the screen. A player was just coming in there for Micoud. Oh, Soufriere! Oh, almost putting this one at the back of the net. The ball was played very quickly there, and they caught the Micoud defense sleeping. But of course, you could see that the captain Timothy George was aware of what's happening, and he followed Serville, just trying to apply some pressure in making him put it wide. Timothy George to put the boot laces on this one and spiking it forward. A clearance again by Sylvester. A good composure shown there by the Micoud player, finding his number 14. And a tangle up there between Kevin Samuel and, of course, Velbert Sylvester. And Kevin has remained on the ground. And let me make mention to you, following this encounter here, All Blacks from Dennery will be entertaining Grosley veterans. Some attention is being paid there to the man remaining down. That's Kevin Samuel. The dreadlocks man, Samuel, is behind this one for Micoud, looking for his number 14. And our goalkeeper, Osbat Soufriere, is just shadowing this one out. A throw in there to be taken there by Tony Paul, and he was stopped by the referee. Well, he's gone through with it, finding his defender. And this one was in the path of his man moving forward there, and I don't think McKenny could have get onto this one. Dorville coming into action there, finding his man. Jerome trying to look for this ball there, and it was won by the Micoud player. Dorville punching this one forward. This one was in the path of the goal scorer there. That's Lucien, and well taken care of by the defensive third of Micoud. McKenny releasing the ball there for Dorville Edward for the throw. Soufriere looking to go 2-1 up here. The whistle of the man in the middle went sporting an infringement. It looks to me like Tony Paul was brought down just at the side of the 18-yard region. Osbat Soufriere is placing this one on its point. You could see the Grosile players engaging themselves in the warm-up activity there. They are decked in blue and white. They'll be taking on Dennery All Blacks in due time. Jerome trying to bring this one across and blazing shot there, and well handled there in the defensive third. Gima was doing very good there in goal for Micoud, and David is just heading this one into touch for a throw into Soufriere. Dorville Edward will take this one. The keeper, Gima Mason, has remained on the ground, and in the meantime, Tennyson Glasgow is giving away some prizes there, courtesy our sponsors, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. And let me remind you that you're watching courtesy Winners TV, Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup, here in the quarterfinal stages. Knockout stages, that is. That of the main championship. It's comprised of two championships, the main championship and of course the plate championship. That is to say the top 8 will be playing for the main championship, and of course the bottom 8 plays for the plate championship. And we commenced with the veterans football in 2011. We called it a revival. We tried to revive the veterans football again, and you just saw the medical team enhancing and nursing the injuries of Gima Mason, throwing there to Dorville Edward, trying to find Paul. Paul is trying to dance around 4 players and squaring it wide to Jerome. And the header of the man in defense there for Micoud. Ball is back with Jerome. Jerome is trying to dance around David. Jerome is trying to bring this one across. Well met by the captain of Micoud, Samuel. The dreadlocks man for Micoud trying to get this ball out of there. He's trying to dance around too. Trying to dance around Tony Paul and of course trying to dance around Jerome. And this is a difficult thing to do. Number 14 is trying to find his man, and clearance from Velbert Sylvester. Micoud trying to build an attack. David is trying to find his man. That's the goal scorer, Conrad Evans. Conrad Evans with a lovely touch to the number 14, and this ball was just a whisker away again from Conrad. And the ball is issued into touch for throwing. A clearance from the defensive third of Soufriere. Samuel. David was trying to find Walter Rigo, but he was tackled. And now it's Jerome is dancing around. Oh, what a ball there by Jerome. And McKinney is chasing this one there. And some good defending on the part of Zacharias there. Moving forward for Micoud. And back into defense. Good work by Zacharias. As Mackie was looking very deadly on this ball. And the ball boy is just having a little game there with the custodian from Soufriere. That's Edward finding his man, Jerome. Jerome is trying to sink this one into the back post where Guima is placed. High boot there from the custodian of Micoud. Soufriere winning the spot kick. You could see Tony Paul is over it. Well, Tony Paul left it there for Kendall. And well dealt by the defensive third of Micoud. And they will start again from the far side. And finding Conrad with a burst of fury. He's trying to take on two defenders there, and he was well stopped by Dorville Edward. Tony Paul trying to put this one over. McKinney with the head. Finding Jerome Seville one-on-one with Guima. And Guima is right on the 18-yard collecting this one. Guima had to go down again and get in this one. Finding David. David is looking for Samuel on the far side, but a good clearance there by the custodian from Soufriere. Jerome is a safeguard in this one, but he was bamboozled there in the process, winning himself a free kick. It looks to me like Lawrence Polius was the culprit there. Fouling Jerome Seville. He's such an art, Jerome. And most probably he'll try the outside foot. I told you. I told you. He's just blazing it wide of the left upright of Guima Mason's goal. Timothy goes wide. Finding his man. David for Micoud, trying to find Conrad. Clearance there by Velbert Sylvester. Headed there by David, he goes wide. They're looking for Wilson. And he's giving this away. Walt finding his man, and David is putting it across. Some very good ball there. Been played by Micoud. Trying to keep possession of the ball. Giving it away to Soufriere. This ball is pushed on the far side. Some good work there on the far side. It looks to me like Lawrence Polio is there on the far side. And a shadow in this one as it goes into touch for a corner. And he just couldn't wrap his foot around this one, and the ball is kicked straight into touch for a goal kick to Micoud. And if it remains like this in a regulation time, we're going to go into extra time. Walt finding his defender. Ball is moved around the defense of Micoud, and they're looking very comfortable. This one was in the trajectory of David, and he just couldn't be at the end to receive. Micoud again, winning this one there on the far side. Kevin Samuel is trying to bring this across to Conrad. Clearance from Velbert Sylvester. Soufriere will come again, looking for Tony Paul. Well defended again by Zacharias. Tony Paul on this one. Tony Paul is well marked there by Zacharias. Walt putting this one in the midfield for Calvin. Calvin is looking for Conrad. A header from the defensive third. Walt again with Calvin. Calvin is trying to dance around his man. This one is lifted to the path of Tony Paul. Tony Paul is well shadowed by Zacharias. Oh, Tony Paul is getting around Zacharias once and twice. Tony Paul is trying to bring this one across, and the head of McKinney is found in a different direction that he would have wished. Walt trying to find his man. And a clearance there by the number 18 of Micoud. That's Lawrence Polios through in there. Dorville was trying to find McKinney. And McKinney Seville with arms wide open. He's pointing to the official there on the near side, saying that, you know, his opponent had his hands all over his neck area. Yeah, that's why the free kick will be taken. Kendall Walker to whip this one in for Soufriere, looking for the second goal. Soufriere is well shadowed there by the defensive third of Micoud. Wanting this ball is Kevin Samuel with hands in the air. Is looking for his man moving forward. That's the number 10, Conrad Evans. Conrad Evans has to deal with Velbert Sylvester, and Conrad is dealing with the defensive third. And here comes David. David trying to take on. And David, oh, he's ruled offside. Oh, he just blazed it over the transversal. That's what he did. David Charles again Well, Jerome is looking for McKinney. Walt finding his man. That's Kevin Samuel. Kevin was robbed. Oh, some very good work there by Walt. Kevin again. Walt is too enclosed. He was looking for David there in the process. And of course, the dreadlocks man, Samuel. A throw in there from Samuel to Walt. Walt Rigobot. And again, Samuel couldn't keep the ball in play. Dorville to the honors for Soufriere. Dorville. Walker goes wide, finding his man. McKinney. McKee trying to dance around his man. Trying to bring this one across. Jerome. Across. Ball! Over the transversal. For a moment, I thought it was Tony Paul. And it's the number. It's not the number 17 because Tony Paul is wearing the number 17. It was Terry Joseph. Paul, this time it's Paul, the number 17, because Terry Joseph has been introduced into the game. Giving chase there was Dorville Edward. Terry Joseph had the chance to send Soufriere up by 1 goal. A throw in there to Micoud. I didn't see anything there. I just saw Wilson, I'll say, bringing down Samuel, his own partner. Conrad Evans. Oh, Conrad was trying to find the near post of Seville. Kendall Walker finding Jerome. Walker again to Jerome. A little 1-2 from Walker and Jerome. Jerome leaving it to Paul. Paul losing it to Micoud, and it's Samuel in charge right now. And he was looking for David, the touch too heavy. And also Samuel was making a move. Walker. Dorville. And lazily done there by Dorville. Samuel, the dreadlocks man. Tony Paul trying to put this one into the path of Jerome. But throwing there to Tony Paul. Dorville. A player remaining on the ground there for Micoud. That's the dreadlocks man, Samuel, the number 17. Is the number 16, that is Samuel. Is holding the knee part and complaining to the referee that he got a knock just above the shin. And of course, Moving Samuel will be receiving some attention there from the medical team. He'll be carried out there with the help of the medical team. A nice shot there of Kenson Kazime on the bottom corner. And the ball, David is most probably saying that the ball is starting to peel off. And the referee looked at it, said it was fine. And Tony Paul with the throw there, finding Walker. Back to Paul. Dorville. A boot was placed in there by Kevin Samuel, finding Conrad. Conrad again with Kevin. Kevin is trying to whip it there for the dreadlocks man, and I believe, oh my God, this one almost sailed over the goal of Osbert Seville with the help of the wind. And collected clean and calmly there by Osbert as he laces it forward. He's trying to find Terry Joseph. But this one was well dealt with in defense by Micoud. Ball is coming across to Conrad Evans. Conrad is trying to dance and losing it to Velbert Sylvester. The goal scorer for Soufriere trying to dance, that's Lucien. And the whistle of the man in the middle went, spotting something that we didn't see. Fanus with the dreadlocks man, and they just couldn't take care of it there on the far side. Augustus finding his man, and he was whistled. Kevin with this one there, and a clearance there. A Walker, Kendall Walker. Joseph having a boot onto this one. And that's the end of the second half and end of regulation. And it's 1-1 here between the two, and 1-1 to both Soufriere and, of course, Micoud. After 80 minutes of football, they'll be going into extra time, and if it remains like this at regulation time, we'll be going straight into penalty shootouts. To the extra time, that is, out of our first game here tonight of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017-2018. Soufriere veterans and, of course, Micoud veterans are locked at 1-1 here in regulation time. And you just witnessed the kickoff here of the first half of extra time. And it looks to me like Samuel was trying to keep this one in play. And the ball has gone out into touch for a throw-in to be taken there by Fanus. Micoud trying to get comfortable there. Ball is put into touch by Wilson Alcide. A throw-in there to be taken by Chester. Trying to find Tony Paul, and this ball is issued into touch by the number 2 of Micoud. That's Seri. And no problems there whatsoever for Guima Mason. This one is coming across Guima's goal, posing no threat onto him. Oh, he's looking for his danger man. That's Kelvin Samuel. Kelvin Samuel doing some neat work there, but the number 16, that's Walker, kept him busy. Shadowing this ball out was Augustus, Lucien for Soufriere. A throw in there to Micoud. And the man in the middle is spotting an infringement. A throw in there to Soufriere. A clearance from the defensive third. Looking for Seville. Well dealt with by Fanus. Seville in control, trying to get around his man. Some very good defending there by the captain, David. Finding Samuel. Samuel looking for the dreadlocks man. And miscommunication between the goalkeeper and, of course, Dorval Edward. This ball will be whistled across there by Seri. Dreadlocks man for Micoud. And Jerome is trying to build an attack here on the near side. He'll try to take on the Micoud captain, Timothy George. He's trying to bring this one across. Finding McKinney. And it looks to me like Joseph was whistled outside. A good control by Kelvin, and Kelvin was brought down. Kelvin, it looks to me like he's had enough for the night, and the man in the middle there, Richard Ryan, is having a word with him, making sure that he knows that I'm the one controlling the game right here. As simple as that. Kelvin with the free kick. Ball is straight back with him. Ball is spread wide. And it looks to me like Gavin was coming from an offside position there. Micoud will come again. Kevin, always in a tangle up. Finding his man. Awesome. A good move there by Wilson. Finding the danger man again, Kevin. And Kevin was brought down. And I wonder what Kevin will be saying right now. Yes, of course, he got entangled with Ian Augustus on the far side. Winning himself a free kick again. It remains even Stevens between the two. Kevin is lifting this one gently there. Walker with the clearance. Straight into the defensive third. Fanus almost giving this one away. Soufriere trying to find his midfielder, but again, Micoud still having possession of the ball and didn't know exactly what to do with it. And you just saw Fanus just blazing this one into touch. Walker finding his defender, Velbert Sylvester. And the arm of Tony Paul was found, and Tony Paul is not happy at all with the call from Richard Ryan. Soufriere was trying to find his man moving forward there. And I just saw the face of Soufriere looking very, very furious and waving his hand in an apologetic manner there. And you just saw David with the throw there, giving it away to the Soufriere team. Soufriere with the throw for Micoud. Oh, what? Oh, my God, what a save. This one was on the boot of Conrad Evans. And now Osbert Serville has better thoughts on the mind. What a turn on the far side there by Joseph. And Micoud winning possession again. Some move by Kevin Samuel. Looking for Conrad, but the head of the defensive third of the Soufriere team was met. And it's Jerome Baboy Serville is looking for McKinney. A good work by the defensive third. Zacharias tries to spread it. He's trying to spread it wider on the far side. It's a throw in there to the boys decked in the maroon. And the referee's trying to take a hold of something which was done there on the far side. For a moment, I thought the ball belonged to Soufriere, but it's with Micoud. David missing on this one. Soufriere was trying to find his man, but Tony Paul has possession. It looks to me like McKinney is trying to dance around his man. Oh, some good work there being done by McKinney. And I think McKinney was brought down by Zacharias. Clear picture of Zacharias there. And not looking too happy at all with his back turned. Tony Paul was disturbed there by Gavin Fanus. Tony Paul putting the ball again on the spot. This one is peeling from the outer part of Gavin's boot, straight into touch for a corner kick to Soufriere. Well, they call him Tony Abra Snowcone Paul as he brings this one in. Finding the head of Jerome. And it's straight into touch for a goal kick. Seri was busting down the right flank in a ferocious manner. And this whistle there of the man in the middle, bringing a closure to the half. Well, just before we conclude with the penalty shootouts, that is, because if it remains in this manner, penalty shootouts will be met here tonight. And of course, we saw it last night between Valley Legends and of course Ancillary and Legends were locked at 2-2 in regulation time. And Valley Legends got the better of them by 4-3. You're going to witness the second half of extra time. And you see the number 10s there flashing, that of Conrad Evans and of course Barboy Jerome Serville of Soufriere. Tony Paul for Soufriere, finding Walker. Walker goes back to defense, and this ball is floated straight into the grasp of Guima. Guima goes wide. Finding his man, that's Seri. Seri giving this one away. And Jerome with the outside of his boot and the help of the wind carries the ball straight into the grasp of Guima. Guima goes wide in trying to find David. And Conrad is wanting it. And some very good work there by the defensive third of Soufriere. A clearance again by Velbert Sylvester. Oh, this one is put straight into the grasp of Guima by Timothy George. And again, they will start from behind with Fanus. A lovely pass there from Wilson. Wilson finding his man. Oh, the dreadlocks man is finding Kervin. Kervin is trying to move forward there in finding Conrad, and some very good work in defense again. Velbert Sylvester, no nonsense. This one is spread wide for Fanus. The dreadlocks man, that's Samuel. Soufriere green the ball, but giving it straight away to the Micoud team. Wilson, and ball is given away again. A very good ball moving forward there again, and no problems whatsoever for the custodian in goal for Micoud. David is trying to dance around his man. He's finding Samuel. Trying to play a 1-2, but the number 6 in the defense for Micoud there on the far side. Looking very good. Tony Paul has launched this one straight back to his keeper, and a clearance there by Osbert Seville. Zacharias trying to find his man. Kevin doing some very good work there, but losing the ball in the process. The captain of Micoud, that's Timothy George, going wide, finding David. Samuel is almost giving this one away. Conrad trying to hustle and bustle, and Conrad again, missing out on this one. Oh, David, and of course the dreadlocks man Samuel at the end of this one there for Micoud, and just putting it wide. Very strong breeze, you could see the flappering of the shirts of the players here at the Philippe Marcelin ground. Kevin looking for his man and finding him. The dreadlocks man Serie playing an important role there for Micoud. But the dreadlocks man, Tony Paul, is looking for the man moving forward there for Soufriere. And a cut shot there by the defensive third of Micoud. Guima will caress this one and bring it back into his box, and seeing his captain. Spreading the ball. Oh, Tony Paul. Winning this one, and again, Augustus was in the path, and Tony Paul decided to go alone. Wilson. Finding Samuel. Samuel turns. And he was brought down. David on the far side. David Charles. Finding Wilson Alcide. And just give this ball away. Aloysius. Lucien is trying to take on his man. That's Fanus. And this one is cleared of the foot of Jerome by the dreadlocks man. That's Serie. David finding Kevin. Kevin was robbed. And the captain of Micoud is trying to find Conrad on the far side, and the touch too heavy there for Conrad. A burst of fury, and he's furious. Yes, of course. And that I must say. Hands on hips. Through into Soufriere. A clearance there from the boot of the number 5. That's Joseph for Soufriere. But right now, Wilson trying to find Conrad Evans. It's just a whisker above his head. Just most probably grazed a few branches of hair on the head of Conrad. And has remained on the spot there just for the 18-yard region in frustration. Wilson, Alcide, issuing this one into touch there for Micoud. Throwing there to Soufriere. Put into touch there by Zacharias Doxy. Jerome with a throw, trying to find Tony Paul. Paul is trying to hang it into the air. And it was well met again by the goal scorer, Augustus Lucien, and he was whistled for a foul. Some good control there in defense by the number 6 of Soufriere. Straight to Guima. It looks to me like Walter Rigobert has been reintroduced into the game. And this ball is going into a touch there for a corner kick to Micoud. And it looks to me like Conrad Evans on the end of this one. Conrad is working against the wind and is lofting this one. Walt went up. Oh, this one was cleared off the line. A shot taken by boy. And the defender of Micoud there was trying to bring this ball back into the heat. And the ball just strolled into touch there. You just witnessing Osbert Seville going to retrieve it to place it right back on the spot. And at the end of extra time, it's still locked at 1-1 between Soufriere veterans and, of course, Micoud veterans. And let me make mention to you, at the end of regulation time and extra time, you know, we're going to penalty shootouts because it's the quarterfinals of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017-2018. We have to have a decider here at each and every game from the quarterfinal stages. And let me make you clear that you should know it's a winner's TV. Yes, of course, capturing it live. Oh, a good ball there. Conrad Evans straight into the wall. A shot off target, looking for his man moving forward there. David. Oh, what a save! He's looking for Jerome Barbo. Jerome Seville is only if the player could have kept it in. Conrad again. This time. Conrad again this time. Conrad Evans finding the back of the net. Well composed this time. Didn't blaze it over the transversal. This one is bent straight into the goal, and what a save again by Osbert Seville. Kevin Samuel looking for bring this one across. Lifting it gently. Oh, what a lovely goal. Soufriere equalizing this one, and it's McKenny Mackey. And he's ruling him offside. Jerome Barboy Seville, and this one is just for, oh my God, and he's just hanging this one in the net, and that's Lucien there. Augustus Lucien receiving a dolly of a pass there from Barboy Seville. And some good skills being shown here. This one was straight on the boot, and Conrad Evans is just squaring this one wide. Before trying to take on, and David, oh, he's ruled offside. Oh, he's just blazed it. Jerome across, ball. over the transversal. Trying to whip it there for the dreadlocks man. And I believe, oh my God, this one almost sailed over the goal of Osbert Serville against Guima Mason. There. And Lawrence is hitting the bar. Guima Mason. Oh, saved. You didn't know. Oh, Conrad Evans is putting this one. Oh, he's pierced him. Oh, Walt is placing. Oh, he's placed it at the back of the net. Oh, save there. Oh, save there by Guima. Oh, saved by Osbert Serville. And Soufriere. Oh my God, winning this one. 2 brilliant saves by Osbert Serville. Oh my God, one to the right, one to the left. And Soufriere will advance.